$300 leveling kit versus a $3,000 leveling kit. We're gonna install one and compare and contrast the two. This is my personal truck behind me, the Pavement Princess Small Crawler. It's got a cheap spacer lift on it. Nothing wrong with that. They do work, and it has ran it for a long, long time, but I want a better ride and honestly just a better look overall. So we're going to a stage 2 Icon 2.5-inch lift, new shocks, front and rear, new coils up front, and yeah, we'll keep you posted. All right guys, so as you can see, this is the old spacer lift. Again, these work, there's nothing wrong with these. Assuming that you have your suspension geometry in check. If you go too tall with these, you can throw things off. And from what we've seen and what these guys tell me, the taller you go with the spacer lift, the more your geometry on your factory suspension will tend to get a little bit wonky. So with this Icon Stage 2 kit, yes, it is more expensive. Yes, it is probably a different option than guys who are looking at these are gonna go with. However, if you have one of these, or maybe you're kind of looking at all your options for a leveling kit or small lift kit, technically this is not considered, the Icon kit we're putting on is not considered a leveling kit so much as a full lift kit, because it is a complete kit, coils and shocks in front, shocks in the rear. But it is good to know that you can run these. They are functional, we're not gonna tell you otherwise, but glad to be getting rid of it. All right guys, so just wrapped up the installation. I should say Derek and Mitch, the guy filming, just wrapped up the installation. I had the excuse of being super busy, not that they're not, but I wasn't really able to help out. Plus, if I'm being honest, Derek is way more experienced than I am with installing this stuff. Literally first drive, first 30 seconds in the truck after installing Stage 2 Icon suspension. Now, if you missed the first video, this truck had a 2.5-inch spacer leveling kit, leveling kit on it, so we didn't actually change the lift height. I didn't really want the truck to be any taller. I just wanted, one, to use products that we sell and that we believe in. Two, a slightly better ride. You know, the OEM stuff was fine, but it could always be better. Now, it doesn't help that I have 24-inch wheels on 33-inch tires. It's not a lot of sidewall, so there's not a lot of compliance in the sidewall. So just optimizing things as best we can while keeping that signature ball crawler brodozer look. Cruising down a fairly smooth highway, I can already tell, even though we haven't really gone over anything rough, it's already smoother. I'm not getting nearly as much vibration in the cab, through the seat, through the steering wheel especially. As you can see, it does it does need alignment. We're a little bit crooked here, but we'll take care of that later. Overall, first couple minutes driving it, drives really good. Now again, we don't want people to think that we're bad-mouthing spacers. There's nothing wrong with the spacer lift. Now, you do want to be careful with suspension geometry as you space the factory suspension to get more height out of it. You can run into issues with geometry, things like that. So really, to get another 2.5 inches of lift out of this platform, a full coil spring with a shock lift kit is really going to be your best option. And this was only the Icon Stage 2. This truck, you can tell by looking at it, this truck is not going to do any off-roading. There's no mud or dirt in this truck's future, at least that I'm aware of. So for us, this upgrade was largely functional in the sense of just a better ride, but definitely cosmetic, definitely, giving that putting that remote reservoir underneath gives it just a way more premium look. Even in the back, the piggyback shocks from Icon in the back of the truck, they look amazing. The way that they're mounted, you can still see everything, even though it's a pretty tight clearance in the back. You still get that really kind of premium look that you're after. And let's be honest, that look that you're paying for when you put on a shock package like this. You're not wanting to hide it. At least most of us don't want to hide it. It's kind of cool. It looks good. So getting into a little bit rougher roads now. Again, the factory stuff wasn't bad. I won't badmouth it. This is better. This is a better ride. This is almost worth the price tag alone. Just to get maximum compliance, maximum comfort out of this. This truck for me, and I know most people that look at parts for these trucks they're working vehicles, and I do daily this truck. It does see a lot of miles, but this is not a truck that I bought necessarily to work. It's fun, makes a decent amount of horsepower. In fact, we're getting ready to do a full sound system next week. So this is a toy for sure, but even still, I want it to ride and drive as good as it possibly can, and we definitely achieved that with this Icon kit. Very, very happy.